All right, I think we're ready to tackle this oil pan swap project. So that's what we're gonna get started on right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Rusty Man. 1850. That belonged to a neighbor for years. And his oil pan has a crack in it. It's leaking oil right around the drain plug. So I'm going to drain out the oil he's got in it, which is a shame because it's really not that old. But there's no way I'm putting used oil back in a motor. I've got new oil for him, and I've got a new filter today. So we will drain out his oil, and then we will go on about our merry way. I do need to, I'm going to disconnect his battery so that it doesn't run, even though the battery's pretty well dead. He also decided that despite the fact I did that last time, he wants 2 new batteries because these won't hold a charge anymore. But he wants me to change the style of cutoff switch to the style I could put on that 1955 and put it somewhere where he can easily see it, because he said the problem with it this way is out of sight, out of mind. You know, he doesn't remember to lift that plate and take that loose. So if I put it out in the open somewhere, you know, maybe bolt it in here somehow, well, that's kind of solid. So I'll have to come up with something, some way that I can bolt on and then either put it like right here or maybe right here, somewhere where it won't interfere with anything. I have to think on that a little more, and then he should be good to go. You know, I don't want it sticking out where it's gonna potentially get ripped off. So like I said, I'll think on that and we'll figure that out, and that'll be the last thing we do. The first thing I want to do is get this pan swapped so that I can be sure that that is actually going to work the way we want it to. So yeah, step 1, drain the oil. Okay, so the nice thing is I'm already covered with trash from working today here. So now's a great time to go ahead and do this, you see. Because a guy can't get much more dirty than he already is. Now, righty, tighty, lefty, loosey. I wonder if he tried to tighten that more to get it to stop, because it looks like it's wedged way in there, and I don't think that that is my handiwork. It might be, but I don't think so. Yep, that's still that oil's not overly bad, but like I said, I ain't using used oil. That just, if this has got to come off, it gets new. That's just the way she goes. I should have also, and I didn't, should have brought along my flashlight, because I have a feeling we're going to need it here before we're done, as it is getting towards evening and a guy can't really see what he's doing. And it's mainly for you, because you won't be able to see what I'm doing if I don't have it. So probably have to run up to the house and go get that, because yeah, I mean, you're gonna want in on the action. I have 2 of those. Surely I don't have one laying here, do I? You know, that would be awfully handy if I did. All right, fun times at the Fard Pounder Ranch here. This tractor has a replacement steering hose, which is going to interfere with our progress. Because why not? You know, Why not? Somebody did a nice thing at some point in its life, so they thought. However, today it's probably going to hinder our progress. And that means I'm probably going to have to take it loose. Which I do not enjoy that idea, because that's more stuff to make a mess and cause us trouble. Everything else is out in the open, except of course those 4 front ones. And now this steering line of sadness, which I guess I pretty well just gotta suck it up and do it. I mean, it's gonna make my life more difficult if I don't, I'm afraid. I can kind of get to it through there. I don't know if I can get to it through the top. Wish I could just make do without it, but I mean, that sucker is tucked up in there. Let's go topside and see what we can accomplish. Down in there. It ain't that size. So, let's see if it's 11/16. Or is it 5/8? Bet it's 5/8. Yeah, that's too loose. Okay. That is the size. However, you know, we can't, of course we can't get to it, you know. Ah, crud. Is it going, or is it rounding off? The world may never know. I'm afraid it's rounding off, isn't it? Yep. Darn! Son of a Knutson. What does Ross do? Well, he could try a line wrench, but usually those don't have any better results. Son of a Knutson. I'm probably going to also have to take this side panel off to get a good purchase on this. Come on, get in there. All the way. I'm saying I'm probably just rolling over it. Don't you figure? Felt like it, didn't it? Okay, well, what does Ross do now? He ain't having no luck. Jeez. No. He ain't gonna get it that way. Also, it has gotten tremendously more hot all at once for some reason. This probably isn't gonna provide enough. I'm not having enough room to do it. Yeah, see, I'm against there. That won't work. Can't go that way. Gotta do it from the top. Well, you might as well watch a guy take some sheet metal loose, because that's where we're headed here. Let's just lay it on the hood, you know, where we'll forget it. None of that is original, of course, but that's what you had to do when the little thumb screw ones wouldn't hold. You had to put your own hardware in that would. That's why you see a lot of these missing the side panels. We got to get this panel off, so I had to take the other panel off. Are those screw's loose enough to fake it. Nope. Okay, screwdriver. There. Now that we've thoroughly messed it up, we're going to try to clamp on it. I'll probably do a disservice by having that light shining at you instead of somewhere in that neighborhood. See? Oh, but this is blocking your view. Let's see if we can't figure out a way. Clamp it on there. Well, we just aren't having any luck. Oh. It's slipping. It's slipping. Dang it. There. I think I got it. Oh. Son of a Knutson, that was difficult. Well, that's enough for me to know he's getting a new hose. Because there ain't no way I'm putting that back in there. Because next time it ain't coming out. That's just the way it's going to be. You can get mad at me or whatever, but... Of course, now it's mangled to the point that I can't even turn the wrench just to get it out of there. Even though that nut is not anywhere close to 5/8 now, it's all mangled up. I don't know if I could make that more better when I make a new line. If there'd be a better pattern to use. Probably not. Man, steering box is loose. There, got it. Yep, that ain't gonna work. That was dumb. Where can I stick that and it's not gonna... That'll probably work. I think that's out of the way. Alright. Now, I think we're on the right track now, at least. We may still be on the wrong train, but at least we're on the right track. We got to get up into there. See, there was 4 bolts way up there. And of course, what did Ross do? Ross carried away the 1/2-inch socket when he was doing that sheet metal, and now he doesn't have it. All right, friends, you're looking at a defeated man. I have tried every combination of 6 different types of ratchets, mini impact, deep well, short well, 2 universal joints, long extension, short extension, and I cannot get those front 2 bolts loose on either side of the motor mount. And the reason I could do it on mine when I took the other pan off would be because my motor's not tightened down, and it's also not in exactly the right spot, and I think that extra little inch or so that it was off was all I needed to be able to get in there. That plus I didn't have all the accessories on the front of my motor, you know, that I could get my hand down in there. I don't have, the steering box is not in my tractor, so that would give me the extra room that I need. So I called him and I said, you know, If I were to take the radiator out, I could probably get to those front 2 bolts better. But whilst we're at it, his steering box leaks horrendously. And I said, why don't I just rebuild the steering box, and that'll give me an excuse to pull the steering box up out of there. That'll give me the extra room I need to get the front bolts out of the oil pan working from the front, because I physically cannot get my hand up in here with a ratchet. I mean, I could get one or the other in, but not both. And then the ratchet doesn't come out right with the height. So if I do that, then what it's going to amount to is I will have the room I need. I can swap the oil pan, and then I can put the steering box back in rebuilt, and then I can put the radiator back in, and then we can live our happy life and sing our happy song. Because they're just, I guess if you were a smaller guy or you had really tiny little hands, you could probably fish your arm up in there and do it. I can get the ratchet on, like I had this ratchet on it and whatever, but they're so tight that I can't, when you finally get your hand in there where you can touch the ratchet, you don't have the right angle to get the leverage you need to do anything. And I even tried sticking a wrench in through there that I could push on it from out here, and I just can't get a good pull on it. But when the steering box is out of the way and the radiator, I know I'll be able to, because that steering box is the thing that's holding me up. I keep hitting that link and stuff. So I think our next procedure, probably starting in the morning, because I'm about sacked out for tonight, but I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull the radiator, we're going to pull the steering box, and then that will let us be able to get to the front bolts of the oil pan. The rest of them are no problem. It was a breeze. There's plenty of room in there to, you know, get that going. But if we take the radiator out and the steering box out, then I will be able to do my work there. He will also have a much better setup, because his steering box is just horrendously leaking. And, you know, some of it's from the top cap coming loose at different times, but it's leaking out of the bottom pretty aggressively. So if I do that, then also we have to replace that one steering line now that's no go. You know, somebody made one years ago to fix a problem in the field. So we'll make that more better. That'll be easier to put that on, you know. So that's going to be my order of operations. I'll get the sheet metal pulled loose. On this one, I'll probably have to take it all the way off, because I don't think I can. Sometimes you can just raise the hood a little and get it out, but that's got such a tall neck, it's not going to let me do that. So pull the sheet metal off, radiator out, and then steering box out. We'll put the oil pan swap, and then we'll start going back together the opposite way. Steering box, radiator, sheet metal, finished. So that's my plan, and I'll start on that tomorrow, but that'll probably still be in the same video, because I don't think I accomplished much in it at all. Actually, I feel like I have accomplished nothing today whatsoever. I mean, I worked on my own stuff, but that don't pay my bills. So anyway, I think that this is not a wasted effort, as you can see. I mean, it's got a lot of leaks on it, but that steering box, it's been leaking for a while. So that's a good excuse to get in there, do what needs to be done. Probably also a good excuse to replace some radiator hose there, because that don't look very good, does it? But I don't like spending people's money unnecessarily. But in this case, I think it's actually going to be money ahead, because the longer I screw around with trying to get that out of there, the halfway is going to run up a bill. If I can just take more stuff off and get to it easy, and then fix something that has to be fixed anyway, and I'd have to take that off anyway, that kind of justifies the, you know, extra expense. So I think that's what we're going to do, and that's probably, yeah. So like I said, we'll start on that tomorrow. I hate that this is sitting now in this hole the whole time, but it's what she's got to be. But tomorrow I should be able to get the oil pan back on. And I don't think, I'll have to look. I might, if I'm lucky, and lived a good clean life, which we know by now that ain't true. I might have another set of those steering box seals in the house. I remember ordering a couple sets several years ago, because usually when I order something, I order 2 of them so that I have extra. Since you've got, you know, 30 plus tractors, you're going to use it eventually. And if I would be lucky enough that I'd still have one of those, then I would have what it takes tomorrow to plug along with this and possibly get it back where it's a running driving machine, because right now it's not got no oil in it and it's got no steering on it. I guess we won't have it running and driving tomorrow because of that steering line. I want to make sure that I can put it in nice, so I'll wait till Monday, because this is a Friday. So I'll wait, and you know, before I put the radiator back in, might as well make it easy on myself. And then once that's going, maybe later on at some point we can tackle more leaks and what have you, because yeah, it has been a struggle, friends, a struggle. Do you enjoy seeing a basic white man in his middle 30s struggling at life? If so, hit that thumbs up and leave us a comment, because all of that stuff is supposed to help us out and grow the channel, and we can keep making more stuff like what you just saw. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.